Well, up early. Mike's topping off the motors, getting them ready to go. It's still dark out yet though, and we'll be underway in a second. Hopefully, all the way home. On this last leg of the journey, we realized that even if the boat performed perfectly, there were other obstacles out there awaiting us, like large bodies of open water and potentially some ripping currents, not to mention weather. So we got an early start. Ready to push off? I am on the boat. We are free. Free is definitely the right word because this cruising life has been really awesome. Just getting out there, free to go where we want. And we've been very lucky with the weather, aside from that one little rainstorm. Any obstacles in our way were easily overcome, some with a VHF radio.
Bridge tender, this is the vessel Good Times.
This is Albert Road, Captain. What's the name of your vessel?
Good Times.
Alright, I'll get you one going.
Copy that, thank you.
Well, it kind of sounded like that bridge tender hadn't had her coffee yet, but she did get that bridge right up for us. And Mike and I were steadily making progress up here just north of Venice on this little skinny waterway. And as I enjoyed my coffee, I got to see a nice sunrise, and we were fully caffeinated and ready when we reached our second bridge. Hold on.
South Bridge tender. This is the vessel Good Times.
Yep.
This is Blackburn Bridge.
Copy, sir. What's your opening schedule?
We open on request.
Copy that. We are request.
Okay, as soon as I get this traffic through, I will start an opening for you.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
This area really was a beautiful spot. Warning, warning, good times coming.
Thank you, sir.
It looked like a wonderful place to go paddling around. And obviously I wasn't the only person to think that. And as we motored past, I got the generator going because the captain wanted to make some breakfast. This little Honda did a wonderful job. It enabled us not just to make breakfast, but to turn all the other electrical systems on, which I was using to charge my laptop and my cameras. And of course, a hot plate. We got grits today and eggs over easy. Mixing them in with the grits and got some brats. Another good breakfast day. I'm glad the captain is a good cook, because if it were up to me, we'd be eating granola bars and cold cereal. But we had another very nice breakfast as we headed up the ICW, past a marine preserve, and some very beautiful spots. And as usual, we were thankful that we were in a motorboat and not a very tall sailboat, because there were a few bridges along this stretch of waterway. You see an awful lot of this stuff when you're heading up the ICW. You see some nice scenery on the sides, on the banks and the shores. You see a lot of nice fishing spots. Here we're in Little Sarasota Bay, about to go under another bridge, where we experience some more sights and sounds. Hey, keep it down up there. Pelicans are looking over the edge and diving into the water. You're not supposed to be fishing from the bridge. Well, that's what the ICW is all about. Some bridges you can fit under, some you can't. Some are really big, like this one here. And they all lead to new places. After passing under this bridge, Mike and I entered Sarasota Bay. It may not look like much on the maps, but this is actually a very large area. If the weather were bad, it would be a terrible place to be. But as was the norm on this trip, we were very, very lucky. We understood this, and we were counting our blessings. We had blue skies, no rain again, and instead of being a terrible enemy, the elements themselves instead seemed to be helping us on our journey home. Here we are, we're underway. I got the generator going again. So forgive the noise. I wanted to show you, we got a wind at our backs the whole way across Sarasota Bay here, and the waves are following us. And the further we get away from land, the bigger these little swells are getting. So again, fortune is on our side. We have following seas. Mike's boat and my boat aren't really designed for going very fast, but smaller boats would have a much easier time running away from weather or wind. But it doesn't mean you can't enjoy beautiful places like this. This is the beautiful water of Longboat Key. Look at that water. Amazing, green, tropical looking waters. It was the kind of place you might want to have a beer. So we decided next time we stopped for gas, we were going to try to get some beverages as well. This particular place had a big sandbar out front, and you had to weave your way around through their little tiny channel. Mike and I were very cautious to stay within the channel this time. We were rewarded by making our way in without any incident, and also by seeing some really cool things. As much as wind and current can make docking difficult, Mike nails it every single time. Fuel man. Did I make it too tight for you?
I can't eat it.
Maybe to check the tires for you?
Not better. Good check oil.
Alright. Top it off, all your fluids and stuff? Alright, well, we'll do.
All we need to do is find if they got some beer up there. But they don't. City Marina.
It's the AntiFun Marina.
But there might be something close. Let me look on the phone.
We are in Longboat, fueling up, as you can see, and Mike is over there checking on the beer situation, because right now there ain't no situation. He's fixing to change that. I'm going to get a little more fuel for the generator. That little Honda generator has been running practically all day for, what, 4 or 5 days, and has used, I want to say like 5 gallons. It's really efficient. I really love that little generator. We're coming up on 51 gallons of fuel, 52. $199, $200. Cruising around is an expensive deal when you have twin 350s. This is kind of why I'm not going offshore with my boat, because gluggity, 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 gluggity. But if we're going to correct the situation, we got to walk. Well, getting provisions for a boat ride is very important, as is seeing the sights. It was nice that Mike had his smartphone with him and was able to find stores close by. Luckily, most people nowadays have that opportunity. Here I'm putting a map up, so in case you're in this neck of the woods and you need to get to where we're going, you'll be able to follow the same path. After all, this is important stuff. Seemed a lot closer on the map. I'm starting to think that maybe we should have brought bicycles with us. After feeling the weight of that, I was starting to think that maybe we should have brought at least a shopping cart. But it was worth the effort. Now to find our way back. I think we went this way. Instead of making a left there, we switch it up and we go this way. A nice little beach community. If I had to settle down somewhere, this might be a cool place to do it. But we weren't going to settle down. We got right back to the marina, back to the boat, and our plan was to get back underway. However, sometimes things don't work out the way you planned. Man, that was exhausting. We got back to the boat and it wouldn't crank up. So it seems the batteries are dead. We have a booster, like a charger booster, attached right now. And he had a spare battery and he's switching that out. So hopefully that'll be enough to get the motors turning and running. Hopefully one more obstacle overcome. Well, the charger wasn't able to provide enough power to crank the motors, but the spare battery that he had, which was used for like a trolling motor, was enough to get us going again. Okay. Once again, I was fortunate to be with a person that was very prepared. Because just like that, we were back underway.
Hey Marty, something's always breaking.
Yeah, it's a boat, man.
Something's always breaking.
We meandered our way back out under Cortez Bridge here. And we were headed towards the very last little bridge that we would encounter on our way, beyond which was a sight for sore eyes.
Hey Marty, look right there, boy. Sunshine Skyway.
Woohoo! I see it, Captain.
That's our Homeport right there.
Through that gate right there is Tampa Bay. Bring it close, bring it close. Little boat? Big boat. Well, it was a beautiful day out, and there was a great variety of boats. And as we passed by Anna Maria on our left, going out towards open water, we got to see something else that was pretty cool. Well, up there is the clouds, obviously. And what I've done is I've taken this receipt and made a little tiny pinhole in it. If I hold it here, I should be able to see the state of the sun. The eclipse has begun. Look at that. There you go. You can see the partial eclipse in the shadow cast through the hole here. Can you see that? I wonder what that's a sign of. I'm sure it's a sign of bad things to come.
We're watching for tidal waves.
Yep. There's going to be some sort of swarm of locusts or some famine when we get back to Shell Point. Or not. I don't know. Well, we didn't see any tidal waves or locusts. Just that gateway off in the distance. A beautiful sight. The Sunshine Skyway Bridge really is an impressive sight to see from the water. I've been fortunate enough to see it up close like this many times, and it never ceases to amaze me. And of course, this time it meant something more. It was a welcome home for us. Welcome to Tampa Bay. As we left it behind us, we creeped ever closer to our final destination. And of course the sun was getting down and it was getting a little bit late, but this time we didn't feel like cooking.
Mike?
We're almost home.
Yep.
And the captain is ordering dinner.
Delivery.
Pepperoni. I want pepperoni.
A large pepperoni and
I don't know how sailors used to do it back in the day without smartphones, but I'm sure they probably had an even greater experience when they came back to Homeport and everything started to look familiar, even the channel markers. It's hard to describe what it feels like to make it back to familiar places after being on such a journey and overcoming adversity and just making it and going out there and doing it. Alright, I'm going down below. This is it, my friends. Anybody out there who's gone on voyages on boats like that understands what I mean. My old home. Mike had a ripping current to worry about, but with a little fancy rope work and manipulation of the motors, he was able to settle Good Times into its new home. And then there were two. Awesome. With that trip behind me and all of the editing it took to put those videos together, hopefully I can soon get back to simple kayak fishing videos and the types of things that you guys have all come to expect from my channel. However, I'd like to just be open and honest with you guys and share my life, whether it's just kayak fishing or whether it's going on big boat rides. I mean, this is all just amazing stuff, and I'm really happy to share it with you. And plans for 2018 are still in place for me opening a business where you can actually come here and rent a kayak and maybe meet me in person. But until then, I'm going to try to get back to the simple stuff, so hopefully I'll see you out there on the water soon with a paddle in my hand. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you later.